help as another people as well can have this need, some need at some point. So I think it's really good to have a good relationship to your neighbor or I don't know, your coworkers, because in we need help. Everyone needs help at some point. So yeah, I think it's really important.
Yeah, definitely. And it's something really strange when we live, for example, in an apartment because we almost never have contact with our neighbors and we are living in the same place, but I know no one here, for example, where I live. And what about you, Ana Cláudia? Please introduce yourself.
I'm Ana Cláudia. I'm from Rio de Janeiro. I'm 48 years old. I'm married and I have a daughter and a little dog too. And I work and live in apartments, and then I don't have any contact with my neighbors and my coworkers too, only on the Zoom. And I don't know what's happening in my building. I only know the concierge, okay? It's the only person that I knew in my build. And my daughter and my husband is the same thing. It's the only person that they knew is the concierge. And I think that's so good when you have to contact another person, but when we live in an apartment, we don't have it, okay? And I only have contact when I work presently. But nowadays, I work home office, and then I only talk about with Zoom and close video. Nobody wants to shows your face. Only put the picture. Yes, you are logged on, and the picture is showing, and nobody is talking to another person. On Friday, in my job, we have time to talk about anything on at least job, okay? We talk about games, football, soap operas, about any subjects. In the beginning, we opened the video, but nowadays everybody close and talk without look face to face. Only see a picture or a name, a person, and a sound, the voice. Only this. We don't have any contact. Nobody wants to talk to see another person. I don't know why, but I think that it's a problem that is happening with a new generation. And we see it here too. Sometimes somebody don't like to open video and talk without to see another person. I think that's the person is so shy, maybe.
Yeah, I really don't know. In where I work, I also work from home, but almost everybody actually open the camera and we know each other. So I think that it's something good. It's strange when we are talk just with a picture. Okay, sometimes we need closer cameras because we are doing something, drink a water or eat something during a meeting, and it's okay, no problem. But every time it be with the camera close, it's strange to me today. Uh, in the last company, I everybody was with the camera closed. So it was really strange to me. And what about you, Camila? Where do you work with your camera open? Where you work with your camera open, your co-works also open their camera. How it works?
Yeah, nowadays I work um, in person because I work with, I'm a researcher, so I do some experiments. But I also work remotely, so a lot of things that I do it's on the computer. So, and I went through the pandemic, so I think everyone knows this. This was like only remote things this time. And I prefer to open my camera only if I was like destroyed and I don't want to show me to anyone. But usually I prefer, as you said, it's like weird, like you're talking to a screen. You don't know what the people are doing. So, and my coworkers, a lot of, I took some classes online, so it was weird because a lot of students was with the camera closed. So it's like, okay, it's kind of, I think the professor feels like, I don't know who am I talking, you know? So I think I was like empathic, and sometimes I just open my camera for the professor see my face and don't feel like so awkward. So I really think it's there are ways to make this like artificial environment less uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it as I said, it's stranger. For example, if I were a teacher and just I am with my camera open, it's already happened here, and uh it wasn't good.
Yeah, it's
uh,
not good at all. I feel like if for me, I was like, okay, guys, can someone open the camera?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's something really hard sometimes to make people do. I I I don't know the reason. It's particular of each one, but it's also harder if we are or we talk with someone with your camera closed because we really don't know the intention. We are just listening their voices. We have no communication about their body language. So we have less contact in spite we were in the same place. And Ana Cláudia, do you think that, for example, in your job with uh, everybody with the camera closed, it makes harder create a sense of community? Because I really don't know you, but I really like places where I feel like living around friends, living a community. For example, here in my job, I like that place that I feel comfortable. And when we are with the camera closed, it seems more difficult.
Yes, I thought the same thing like you. When I began to talk about something, some problem that I must to resolve in my job, and I can't see the face the another person, and then I don't know if the he is talking to me or she is talking to me is true because I can't see your reaction, your face, okay? And then I think that's better to write something on the Slack, not to have a meeting because the camera is closed every time. Then I think that's better to write something like email or a Slack message. It's better. But I did it. I opened my camera and I thought that the another person opens too, and everybody begins to open. No, everybody continues close. And it's not only one day, it's every day that we must to talk in Zoom or meeting, Google Meeting is the same thing. And I did, not did, on Saturday, I studied, I have a mentoring, I said to you
Yes.
a few weeks ago. And then in the beginning, everybody opens the camera that the teacher asks us to do this. But nowadays, we have when we in the end of the class, we must to have a say bye bye, and how can I say make a video to put on the social medias, and then we can count that we have 5, 6, or at least 10 persons that opens the camera, and the others open and closes the camera. I don't know why, but everybody says, today I'm so tired, and then I must to eat something because I wake up, how can I say, not early, the opposite. I forgot the word.
Late?
Yes, I wake up late, and then I must to eat something, and then all the classes is continues the close camera, and I think that it's not so good because we don't have another experience in the class or the job, because we don't talk frankly with another person. I thought so, but I have a daughter, a teenage daughter, and she has classes on Mondays and Fridays, math classes, okay? And I think that it's 15 teenagers with her, and she opens the camera. When she opens, she begins to, how can I say, yes, she becomes nervous and don't pay attention in the class. And I think that somebody can be shy like her. But I thought that the adults is different. And we have to talk, and she, how can I say, I forgot the word. We must, because we are the adults. We don't have the same behavior like a teenager. Okay, and we have a problem. We must to talk about it. A person like a psychology, but in the job and the class, we must to show us. And I talk about this with my daughter because I said I said to her that she will have problem in the future. And I see it happens nowadays. When next Friday, I began the class with not next Friday, the before, 2 classes before, because the next class you don't have a class with us. 2 classes before, I began to have class conversation here, and then my daughter opens the door and talk to me, mom, I must to open my camera, and then I became nervous, and I must to wait 50 minutes to come back. And I don't know why it's happened with her. And I began to talk and to be calm. Then she became minus nervous, and then go to the class. But I think that is a problem with the new generation. And
Yeah,
how can I say it? But I work with adults, not teenagers. And then
yeah. And basically, after a few years, we will start to work with people who are teenagers today. So we will start to have these complications with uh, younger people. Yeah, I really don't know. Maybe it was it her first time open her camera, for example?
My first time,
No, her first time.
her first time, it was 2 weeks ago, and then
Yeah,
it's only this.
yeah,
If
I
I
think
go to your bedroom, she's watching class, but it's the camera closes.
yeah, maybe it the reason that she was really nervous, it was because it was her first time open her camera. So
I think
maybe
that's pandemic. It was so terrible for the children and teenagers.
yeah,
And then we have a problem that we can't resolve, and we don't know why we can resolve it.
yeah. I
Why
remember
no?
that
What we can resolve?
I remember in the pandemic that it was almost common open our camera because uh, that was the only contact that we have with people. It was across camera with here in the Zoom or Google Meet in place. But yeah, today sometimes it's not pretty common. And what about you, Camila? Do you think that it's easier to create a community sense with camera open?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the purpose of like meeting face to face, not face to face, but looking at someone is try to make this meeting as much as close to the reality as possible, you know. So if we only are hearing you, it's like it's better to do a phone call because there is no difference between a phone call and maybe only if you want to show some documents or some presentation. But the purpose here, I think it's just simulate a in-person meeting. So I think it's easy. And as Anna said, you can see like the person reactions, if the person is pay attention or not. So I think it's only I think I can see only good things about it. I don't see like no one's is gonna pay attention on you how you look like. I know I can be like sometimes reluctant to show my face here, but actually no one is looking at it. So it's just open your camera and talk freely. Even eating something, sometimes that's just drinking water or eating some snacks. Doesn't matter if you are pay attention. I think that's the main purpose.
Yeah, and it brings some confidence, also respect, I think. Uh, we uh, when we are talking with someone with the camera close, we really don't know what the person is doing. She can pay attention to me, she cannot pay attention to me, she can care about what I'm saying or doesn't care about I'm saying. And for example, Camila, have you ever never had a situation when you were talking with someone that was with the camera closed and you have no idea if the person will answer to you or not? For example, I'm here and talk with some many people. Sometimes I'm talking with someone with the camera closed and I have no idea if the person is answer to me. I just, okay, and what do you think about it, João? And I, please answer to me. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
that already happened. Yeah, with meetings and whatever. thing. But yeah, so you're talking with a screen, basically. Hello, is there someone here? So you're literally talking to yourself. You don't know if the person is hearing you or not. So it's sometimes it's really weird. I was part of some really weird classes in the pandemic, but it was the only way to do it. Yeah.
Okay. And what about you, Ana Claudia? Have you ever had a situation like this where you are talking with someone and you are just, please answer to me. I have no idea if you are here.
Yeah, this happen every day, on my job. And when this class here, and conversation class, we have some persons that do it, so sorry. And I begin to think that can be another person, not a person that the name is writing, or the person is not, how can I say, older than 18 years old that can participate on this platform. And then she or he close the camera for nobody to discover. I begin to think about many things like this when I saw a person on close camera on conversation class, or the person can be shy, but it's the last thing that I thought. I began to think that it's another person, that you can change the place, or it's it's not older than 18 years old.
Yeah.
I think that's not so good that I thought, but
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And also something can happen. For example, I have a team building mm, few moments in a year, and one person in my job almost have never opened his camera. So I was just like you, and I just saying I was just in a meeting, looking to a picture and talk to him. Uh, when we had a in-person meeting, he just talked to me, "Hey Leo, how are you? Hey, I'm good." And my thought was, "Who are you? I have no idea who are you," because the picture was really old. Uh, it was not a new picture. It was an old picture of him. So it was a different person of the picture. So I was just, Jesus Christ, he looks really different in person. It, it was strange as well.
I thought the same thing like you. But
Yeah, and sometimes there's no photo at all. It's just
a name you're writing.
a black background or just I don't know, some cartoon or something like that.
Jesus Christ. And girls, do you think that there is some way to change this? Maybe change the culture of the company. I don't know. For example, Nakala just said about her job. That's everybody. So I don't know. Maybe change the culture of the company. And do you think that it would be something good? For example, Ana Claudia, it changes the culture of the company and everybody start to open the camera. Do you think that it would be something good?
It is good. It's happened. My boss tried to do this, but he only stay with us once a time, and then we don't have a culture if a person is so far from us, okay? And then he only stay with us in a Zoom meeting once a time. I stay here 6 months in this place, but we have a meeting with him only one time. And then he can write, we must open the camera, but if he stay here with us, it is not happen. And the beginning, I said to you, everybody opens the camera because he was in the meeting. And the second will stay, and the 30 session sometimes close the camera and opens, and then the fourth session we have everybody closes camera. And then it's not happen when you have a boss that says something to you but don't do the same thing. Not to do the same thing. I said everything, but I don't said anything. Oh, my
I
English
got
so
your
poor.
point.
My English so poor because this week is my first conversation class because we don't have time to do another conversations. I work a lot at until 10 o'clock. And then, yes, I begin the class today because we have 4 minutes before begin the classes. I saw that we have a link opens, and then I click then and book. If I don't have 4 minutes before, I don't have a class this week. And then my English so poor. I was
Come
so
on.
happy because my English is proud last weeks, but nowadays I don't have time to practice, and then I forgot many words,
Yeah,
verbs.
it's just time. It's like a
Sim.
muscle. You will practice and everything will become to be normal to you. So
I hope it's happen.
yeah,
The
it's
important is not don't stop ever. It's just keep going.
Yes.
mm,
I'm tired today, and I thought that it's only this week, but I thought the same thing like you said. Then I must to stay there because if I did it today, next week I will think, oh, we can do the same thing, and then and go on, and I don't have any classes.
yeah, and we are in the end of the year, so uh I will take a pause from here, and when I come back, I'll just Jesus Christ, I don't know how to talk English anymore. It's always happening. Great. And okay, girls. So, and what about you, Camila? Do you think that, for example, if changes the culture where you work and everybody starts open the camera, do you think that it would be something good?
Yeah, for sure. I think I agree with everything that Emma said. So for sure it would be a really good change because it makes people more comfortable. I think the goal of the meeting would be achieved like faster and with better results than just look at a blank screen. So yeah, I agree. Hopefully we are most of the meetings now, I don't know if most of the meetings are in person or like remote, but nowadays we have the option to at least choose to be in person. But some people can't go in a in-person meeting. So I think this is the future for sure. We will get more and more remote meetings and remote works. And I hope I can get one as well, because I would love to stay at home. And because it's more flexible, you can make your own time. If you prefer to work in the midnight, whatever time you prefer, I think it's really good. And the pandemic brought some good things, not only bad ones.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So we are talking here, for example, about one point that can make a strong community at work. For example, that is open the camera. Maybe it works. And I want to know more things. For example, Camila, in your opinion, what makes a strong and supportive community?
It's a really tough question, but I would say, I don't know, I will talk about small communities like your building or, your church group, something like that. I think you be people who are proactive. I think it's a good point to start. So some people just don't care about community. I think it's important to keep in mind that we live in a society, so it's important to have this sense of community. Just don't think about yourself. Don't be so selfish. And that, I think, as this new quote, strength in numbers. I didn't know about it, but now I know. So the strength in numbers, I think it's really important, because I always said two or more people united think in a better way than just one. So I think we cannot do any great things just by ourselves. But united with another people, everyone thinks in a different way. So I think it's all good things about it. Of course, people are different, so you need to handle it at the same time, because it's gonna troubles is gonna emerge, something like that. But I think that's it, being proactive, and you need to want that too, so it's just, oh, let's see what happens here. You need to want this sense of community, and you need to want to help as well, because if you're only selfish and think about yourself, you're not gonna help a lot. So I think that's it. It's a really deep question, you can go through so many ways.
Yeah, but you gave a real good example about community, that's church. For example, what is the secrets of the church?
Yeah,
It's so strong.
they are so strong. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think the faith may kind of guide the sense of community. But yeah, we should do that more. As you said, we don't even know our neighbor. I don't know a lot of my neighbors around. Yeah.
yeah. And what about you, Ana Claudia? In your opinion, what makes a strong and supportive community?
It's the same thing like Camila, church, and not my job, but on mentoring. We have a close group, okay? We have a close group to study. And when I begin to study at night, I can talk about something with two or three persons that I know that studying the same time like me. And the church, I I I can agree, because I can agree that I was in a negative situation because I don't go to church for the same frequency that I was. And the beginning the pandemic, we, how can I say, far from the church. And I must to go back because it's so necessary for my family, like my daughter. And I think that she had some thoughts that I don't like because she's so far from the church, and these friends don't like churches too, and make her mind, and I must to go to church again, and must to stay the group of study alone sometime, and begin to focus on my daughter and go to church because I think that is so much important in this moment. I must to be a mom, not a worker or a student in this moment. I must to be a mom. And I
Great.
said that, and I saw that she has a problem. She has a problem, and I must to help her.
Yeah, and as a mom, I I really, for example, my aunt, she has one kid, and she's crazy for her her son. So when he has any problem, her the first thing on her mind is take care of him. So nobody cares, just him. So I understand you, Ana Claudia, because my aunt is just like you. Her son is the priority of her world.
Yes. When you
Great.
became a man or a dad, your life is not so important. The lives of the son or daughter is more important than us.
Yeah. Um, okay, I think that we have time to one more question. So let's talk about the question number. Dun, dun, dun. Question number 7, Camila. How can individuals contribute to building a sense of strength in numbers with their communities?
I think first realize that you don't live alone, you live in a society. And if you live in a society, you will need another person to do something for you. I don't know, go to a doctor, you need the man who collects your trash, you need people in every day of your life, for sure. You need the service of someone. So I think we always can be empathic. So thinking about the community sense. For example, in buildings, one major problem is like the higher noise, whatever, music or something like that. So you can understand other people can be complaining about it. So it's something like that, I think you can realize and have in mind that you're not living alone, only if you go to a remote place and do whatever you want. But all our reality here is not that. So you're gonna live around someone, and I think you need to realize first. So I think from that you're gonna see how to be a better person and help to create the sense of community.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes we don't give value for things that impact us in a direct way. For example, you said about people who work with the garbage in the garbage truck. Once I was walking from on the streets at Berlin, and I realized that it was really dirty. So I was, what is going on here? It's so dirty. I have no idea why. And then uh when I when I Jesus Christ. Whoa, I forgot the word. Uh when
You
I
realized that was like a
no,
greve, I forgot.
quando eu cheguei em casa,
When
it
you
was,
when you got home.
yeah, when I got home, I
Mhm.
just saw on TV that they stopped work. So that was the reason. And I was okay, definitely we need that they work and they make their job and everybody works too. Um, everything be okay, everything work together. It was an example in my life. And what about you, Ana Claudia? About the question number, I forgot it. The question number 7.
So sorry, I was unmuted. And then I live in a building, okay, and all the day it's a lot of noise. I must to work because I'm working home, and we have noise of music, animals, children, and when how can I say when um, the building is on everybody must to we have 3 apartments that have a change in this place, and there are a lot of noise of I forgot the words, ferramentas, obra,
Tools. I don't know if tools is the better.
noise. I don't know how can I say the obra. And then we have a time to do this. Okay, it's began 80 o'clock until 6 o'clock. And they began to do this before 8 o'clock and continues after 6 o'clock. And we work with the noise all the time. And then we think, no, it will stop. And no, we must to talk about this concierge and said that the noise and I am working and I can't do the same thing in the all the day. I must to work now at night, and the noise is not so good to do this, and nobody respect the time that you must to do this. I heard once a time 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock. Yes,
Yes, 2
I
a.m.
was studying, and then I saw I hear the noise of furadeira. 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, it
And when
was.
we is Friday, like today, begin how can I say the words that everybody says nowadays? Resenha until tomorrow.
Jesus, yeah, definitely. This is not a good way to live in community.
No, nobody knows to live in community in this building. No, no.
And how was the conversation in the room, Leonardo?
I love the term on a cloud. They use it right now. What would a good translation to English is in? I can't imagine it. I don't know hot talk. I don't know. So the conversation was good. The talk the guys were talking. It's so important, so interesting too. The guys have a many experience about the STEM in your community, and I like it to opportunity to expose someone about them to related to my life. I like it.
Great. So guys, we are finished. Okay, the conversation. But before we finish this, please answer the survey. I send the survey here on the chat, okay? So, and that's it, guys. I'm really proud of you all because one of the things that we said here was about the camera, and everyone here is with the camera open. So it helps a lot the conversation. So I'm really proud of you all. And can we take a picture together? Okay. So I will print us in 3, 2, 1. I have no idea why it doesn't work with me when I try to do. Give me just a second. Okay. Now it's worked.
Leonardo, you was very cunning. You were stay with your girls in main room.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No problem. Okay, guys, that's it. Have a great weekend, and I really hope to see you here again next Friday.